Seeking out sustainable solutions, we're introducing you to a local pop-up shop where volunteers want to help you fix your broken things instead of trashing them. And diving into the record books, how these thrill seekers just broke not one, but 2 world records at 18,000 feet. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Michelle Valles. You may be eligible for money from Facebook's latest settlement. Meta, Facebook's parent company, agreed to pay $725 million to settle a lawsuit, claiming that Facebook allowed users' personal data to be shared with third parties. All Facebook users over the past 15 years are eligible to file a claim, and you'll find that link at our website, NBCLA.com. A Ventura County community is reeling from a tragedy. A teenager was hit and killed by a car, and 3 others were also hurt. The 4 Westlake High School students were waiting at the bus stop in Thousand Oaks when a white Toyota Camry plowed into them on Tuesday. Before the accident, police say the driver also stabbed 2 people at a Simi Valley Walmart, then went to Camarillo, where he was involved in some kind of fight or argument with family members.
A collision had occurred, and we were able to confirm by the license plate and later positively identifying the suspect as the same party that was involved in the prior 2 incidents.
The suspect has been identified as 24-year-old Austin Ice. Investigators believe the driver crashed into the group of students intentionally. LA is the biggest hotspot in the country when it comes to ozone pollution, and our famous sunny weather may have something to do with it. A new air quality report from the American Lung Association says LA is getting the most amount of ozone smog, which is created when sunlight chemically interacts with pollutants from cars, factories, and other industrial activities. The report says LA's geography also makes things worse. The surrounding mountains prevent air pollution from dispersing, meaning dirty air can get trapped in the valleys. More sunshine is headed our way. Meteorologist Stephanie Olmo has a look at the changes that will be bringing us to the 80s by the end of the week.
Hello, everyone. We can expect some changes as we continue throughout the rest of this week and heading into the weekend. So let's talk about the changes in the weather pattern. I know early week we've had a trough of low pressure to the north of us that actually kept that marine layer in place. It presented more of that onshore flow, but we can expect those changes. The trough of low pressure continues to slide its way further to the east, allowing way for this ridge of high pressure to move in. Eventually, the high pressure system you see here begins to work its way a little bit towards us. So it's going to get very close, allowing those temperatures to really warm up as we head into Friday and into Saturday. We're talking about some of the warmest temperatures we've seen this year in some areas in Irvine. That temperature trend as we check out the numbers here. So for as we head into Friday, temperatures will be in the lower 80s. We'll keep those temperatures in the low 80s on Saturday. Just a few degree difference, not too bad. And then changes again as we head into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday as we have the return of that onshore flow. Back over your way.
A new development after the city of LA released identification photos of undercover LAPD officers. The reporter who asked for the photos is being sued by the city to get them back, has now asked a judge to throw out the lawsuit. That reporter is Ben Camacho. He was surrounded by his new legal team Tuesday, who says what the city is trying to do is unconstitutional. The I-Team reported Camacho legally obtained the photos of officers and their names under the California Public Records Act. The officers' pictures released by the city are now on a website called watchthewatchers.net. They were posted by a separate group of LAPD critics where the public can search for an officer by name. The city is now suing Camacho to get the pictures back, demanding any copies of them are deleted.
I have to say that I am totally shocked that the city attorney would file.
All I want is the city's case to get dropped.
The LA City Attorney's Office has regularly talked about other lawsuits it files on behalf of the citizens of LA, but told us it has no comment on this case because it is pending litigation. It may be months before any of this gets to the court, though. The first hearing in the city's case is set for August. LA Unified and the Teachers Union have reached a tentative deal on a new contract. It would increase the average teacher's salary from around $80,000 to more than $100,000 a year. If approved, the agreement would give UTLA members a 21% wage increase over the next 3 years. UTLA's nurses would receive an additional $20,000. Other specialty roles, including school psychologists, social workers, and counselors, would also see extra pay. The district and union say this agreement means smaller class sizes and more student support services.
Paying UTLA members, teachers, what they are worth will only benefit students in the end.
It is good for teachers, it is good for public education, it is good for students.
The school board approved the tentative agreement on Tuesday. Union members will now meet and take a vote. If approved, the 3-year agreement will run through 2025. The promoters of Coachella are facing a big fine after several sets stretched too far into the desert night last weekend. 3 performers, including Bad Bunny, broke the 1 a.m. curfew mandated by the city of Indio. Frank Ocean and Calvin Harris also went along. And as a result, the city is fining the festival's promoter, Golden Voice, $117,000. LA Mayor Karen Bass unveiled her proposed $13 billion budget for the upcoming fiscal year and outlined where that money would go. Mayor Bass says her top priority is tackling the city's homeless crisis. 10% of her budget, a record $1.3 billion, is being set aside for the Inside Safe program, which helps people without homes into shelters and motels.
How could I say the state of the city is strong and 40,000 people are intense? So I think it's just really important to be honest, even when it might be a message that people don't want to hear.
Mayor Bass also wants to increase the police budget and recruit about 400 more officers. Her budget proposal still needs to be approved by the city council. As we approach Earth Day, NBC4 is taking a closer look at climate challenges and efforts in our community to find some sustainable solutions. That includes a pop-up repair shop where folks with very specific skill sets volunteer their time as fixers. NBC4's Macy Jenkins took a trip to the Repair Cafe in Pasadena.
Think about that old broken microwave, torn sweater, busted vacuum. Like, did you just want to toss it? Here's another way, a greener way. Fix it. Don't know how? Here's help.
There's a nut.
It's a pop-up workshop where environmentally conscious volunteers tinker and troubleshoot.
With one common goal, is just fix stuff.
This is Repair Cafe in Pasadena.
So once people are here, they're happy. It's almost like Christmas. It's all for free.
Here's a broken floor lamp.
So the wires were broken here and we had broken plastic up here.
But after some rewiring and a little trial and error, it's as good as new.
Haha! All right, unplug it.
I'm hooked. I can't wait to come back.
Repair Cafe started in Amsterdam back in 2009.
We just want to start a culture where people fix their own item and treasure it.
But even after a decade here in Southern California, the concept isn't as popular as it is overseas.
I think Americans are used to buying. We're used to buying our way out of problems.
We are a disposable economy, and that's criminal. We've got to stop that attitude.
Some volunteer fixers are here because of their profession.
I studied basic electricity, and then a lot of it is intuition.
Some because of their passion.
What's your day job?
I write murder mysteries.
All of them just bursting at the seams to help.
Yeah, we're a little cuckoo.
Anne Louise Bannon stitches up old but salvageable clothing.
Fast fashion is a massive, massive problem.
According to Earth.org, the average American throws away 81 pounds of clothing each year. Pasadena Vice Mayor Felicia Williams also willing to give up a Saturday to fix what she can for her community.
So I'm on the basic level of sewing, so I get the really basic stuff. But you know, it's nice to help in any way I can.
And it's not difficult to start. So I think why not every town have a repair cafe? And I think that's something that makes sense to do.
Repair cafes hope to encourage a sustainable mindset. When something around your house stops working, resist the urge to trash it and figure out a way to save it.
Nobody likes to do a lot of work, but there's so much you can learn about the world by just trying to fix things.
My kind of cafe. Thank you, Macy Jenkins. Well, volunteers that day repaired most of the items brought to them. The next pop-up repair cafe is Saturday, May 20th at the Glendale Central Library. If you share a Netflix account, you still got some time before the streaming giant begins cracking down on password sharing. The new policy would require people who are borrowing accounts to create their own or to allow the primary account holder to pay extra fees if they are allowing others to use their accounts outside of their home. Netflix says the rollout will take place sometime before July. Clayton Kershaw has had a hand in a lot of Dodgers history over his 15-year career, and now the future Hall of Famer made some personal history. Kershaw earned his 200th career victory Tuesday night. The lefty struck out 9 Mets in 7 shutout innings. The Dodgers won the game 5-0. Kershaw is just the 3rd pitcher to join this exclusive 200-win club. As a member of the Dodgers, joining Don Sutton and Don Drysdale, pretty good company to have. We all know age is just a number, right? Well, a group of skydivers proved it in Riverside County over the weekend. They broke 2 separate world records for people 60 and older. On Saturday, 101 skydivers jumping from 5 airplanes in Paris had about 60 seconds to make a formation and hold it for about 8 seconds. Then on Sunday, they broke the 2-point sequential formation. Mary Ellen Weber was one of those skydivers. She flew on 2 space shuttle missions during her incredible career as a NASA astronaut.
Since 1983 is when I made my first jump, and it just opened my eyes to the whole world of aviation and flight.
It's no easy thing to put 100 skydivers together in free fall in one formation. They've got to be very good, very competent, experienced skydivers.
Both records will eventually go through the process of being confirmed by the Guinness Book of World Records. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and at our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune in to Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays from 4 to 7 a.m. for your latest news, weather, and traffic. We'll see you next time on The Rundown.